And I was a witness over them, while I dwelt amongst them. But when you took me up, you were the watcher over them, and you are a witness to all things. This is a great admonition and warning to the Christians of the whole world. If you punish them, they are your slaves, and if you forgive them, verily you, only you, are the Almighty, the All-Wise. Then it will be said, these kept turning back on their heels, returning to Kufr. Some scholars said that this refers to those who apostatized during the caliphate of Abu Bakr. Since you parted from them, it as well from the Hadith of Shobah related the following narration, which he ascribed to the Prophet. Indeed, when you will be gathered to Allah, you will be barefooted, naked, and uncircumcised. Related that the Prophet said, when you will be gathered, you will be naked and barefoot. His wife said, will we be looking at each other? He said, oh, so and so. Every man that day will have enough to make him careless of others. The people will be raised or gathered, and they will be barefooted, naked, and uncircumcised. They will be standing for 40 years, and their gazes will be fixed on the sky. Allah will bridle them with their sweat because of the severity of their distress. Then it will be said, clothe Ibrahim, and he will be clothed in two kibtiyas. Kibtiyas is a kind of garment from the kibtiyas of the paradise. Then he will call for Muhammad, and his basin will gush forth for him. It is as large as the distance between Ayla, a small sea town that is at the borderlands of Hijaz and Sham and Mecca. He will drink and wash the necks of the creation will be the literal meaning of this word is cut off from the severity of their thirst. The Messenger of Allah said, then I will be dressed from the garments of paradise. I will stand from on the right of Al-Kursi, literally the footstool. No one from the creation will stand at that station on the day of judgment, other than me. It will be said, ask and you will be given. Intercede and your intercession will be granted. A man stood up and said, do you desire anything for your parents? He said, I will intercede for them regardless of whether I am given or prevented, and I do not hope for anything for them. Perhaps this is before revelation was sent down to prohibit asking forgiveness for the disbelievers and praying over the hypocrites. The first to be clothed will be Al-Khalil into a kind of garment, and then Muhammad in a hulla, a kind of garment. From the right of the throne reported that the Messenger of Allah said, the first to be clothed is Ibrahim. Allah will say, clothe my Khalil, one who is chosen for extra love, a very high ranking, 2 white retas. A soft thin garment will be brought, and he will wear them. He will then sit down facing the throne. Then my garment will be brought, and I will wear it. I will stand on his right, in a situation that none will stand upon other than me. The first ones and the last ones will envy me for it. The callers to prayer and the Mullabeen, those who were making for the pilgrimage, will come out on the day of resurrection with the callers to prayer, making the adhan, and the singular of Mullabeen. making the first to be dressed from the garments of paradise is Ibrahim, then Muhammad, then the people, then the prophets, and then the callers to prayer. Went on to mention the appropriateness of Ibrahim being given precedence in this issue. He said he was the first to wear a kind of pants showing extra carefulness in covering himself. Perhaps another reason is that he was off stripped off his clothing on the day that he was thrown into the fire. So because of that, it is appropriate that he be dressed first on the day of resurrection as a reward and honor, and Allah knows best. The wife of the Prophet said, the Messenger of Allah said, when the people will be raised, they will be barefooted, naked and uncircumcised. They will be bridled in sweat. It will reach the flesh of their ears. I said, O Messenger of Allah, and the private parts, we will be looking at each other. He said, people will be occupied away from that. Every man that day will have enough to make him careless of others.